Welcome back in the pursuit of wealth, everybody. It's Rod with Pow Group, your home for MJ Stocks, crypto assets, news and interviews. Today's Thursday, September 18th. Hope you're well. And in this video, we're going to be discussing Kronos Group. We're going to take a look at CRON. There's a bullish continuation pattern that's on the chart, similar to a lot of the peers as well. But we're looking at a 350 price target, and there's a lot of bullish patterns on the chart that's giving us more confluence and reassurance that we're going to see much higher prices from here. Before we get to it, make sure to smash the like. If you're new, you can subscribe. Tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future videos. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And full disclosure, I do own Kronos in my portfolio. You can follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as one of my platforms of choice going forward. And yeah, CRON, not one of my, the biggest position that I have or anything like that in my MJ position, but a position nonetheless. I have been slowly accumulating it, and they're sitting on a boatload of cash. So they've been pretty quiet lately. Don't go sleeping on Kronos. I think there could be some sort of M&A merger or acquisition in the works potentially. And we'll see what happens with regards to some of the international markets as well. We know a lot of their peers have been ramping up their footprints expanding footprints in the EU, the European market, and also the US, especially ahead of major reform potentially on the cusp. So we'll take a look at the chart here. On the weekly time frame, we did have a descending triangle that we had a target of about $1.76, and we hit that target. Love these types of entries when you're looking at like a descending triangle or a bear flag. I know it's not what everybody wants to hear. Everybody wants higher prices, and we want to go to the moon yesterday essentially. But these can be used as great tools for entries as well. So if you're looking at a descending triangle and you're wondering, is this a good time to buy? Well, there's your measured move. Your target was 176. And then on the low there, we hit 160. So even if you entered at 176, you would have saw another 8% of downside. But if you entered at 176, that target, the amount of upside would have been almost 60%. So shortly after that, we had an inverse head and shoulders here on the weekly time frame that formed. And it wasn't just on CRON. We had a lot of inverse head and shoulders on some of our other names as well. Tilray was a falling wedge. But these are just, a falling wedge is just a bullish reversal pattern, right? At the end of a downtrend. Same thing with an IHS. It's a bullish reversal at the end of a downtrend, just a slightly different formation. So with regards to the IHS, you can see here that the green target, the green line was 279. And look where we hit. We had 277, almost to the penny. You literally can't make this stuff up. And then on that inverse head and shoulders, the inverse head and shoulders, we had the EMA 12 and 26 bull cross here on the weekly time frame. That crossed bullish as well, as we got the weekly higher low and higher high and weekly uptrend confirmed. So there was tons of confluence and multiple pattern signals indicators all saying the same thing, that we were going much higher from there. And then if you take a look here now at the daily time frame, which we'll just zoom in a little bit here, you can see this is an ascending triangle that's forming here, which gives us a target of $3.15. So we're going to need to get above 277. That's the most important resistance, because if we break above that, we also confirm the weekly bull flag as well, which is pretty much across the sector at the moment. You can look at any major name, they're all looking at the potential for weekly bull flags. So that 277 level is going to be crucial, USD on the NASDAQ, because if we break that resistance, that's going to confirm the weekly bull flag as well as the ascending triangle. And then you just take your measured move there from the low to the high and move it out to your 0.32 fib. And you can see the target for that is 349. So we'll say round it up to 350 USD. And then we also had a bullish engulfing candle that formed here as we were looking for that weekly uptrend to confirm. So that was a great sign. And then, like I said, we held this 0.382 on the weekly consolidation, which was 241. We hit a low of 246. So as long as we held 241, that was the most important support and key support to hold to maintain that weekly bull flag. We held it, and then we started the weekly bounce last week, and now this is the second week in a row where we've been breaking the high of the previous candle, meaning the weekly bounce has been going on now for the last 2 weeks. And like I said, this is a great sign coming off that key support that we're starting the weekly bounce, and we're coming up to retest that resistance at 277. Break that. Like I said, you just take your measured move there, and we could be seeing 350 in the cards here over the course of the next few weeks. And it's more than likely going to be some sort of announcement from the new administration. There was a hearing today basically cutting down on illicit kind of organizations and I don't really tune into it anymore, to be honest. I'm tired of listening to U.S. Congressmen and women speak. To be quite honest with you, I don't trust them, any of them, as far as I can throw them. So there's no point on me listening to their words. I've already listened to their words for the last 5-6 years, and it's all been BS, for lack of a better word. So talk is cheap. I'm not here to listen anymore to any other talk. It's just complete bullshit. Like I said, they're talking out of both sides of their mouth. I don't even know if they're talking out of their mouth. I think they're talking out of the rear end at this point. So we know it's like a monkey with one brain cell left would know that MJ should not be Schedule 1, should not even be on the CSA. It's complete bullshit, like I said. So I'm not even going to pull. I'm just going to, when we get something concrete, I don't care if talk is cheap. Like I said, you can talk to me until you're blue in the face, tell me you're going to do this or that, or you think this or that. Until you actually do something, like obviously not every single person in Congress is like, not every single one of them is completely useless. And I say completely lightly there, but even if 1 or 2% of them are advocating for MJ reform, like Earl Blumenauer, for example, well, you're doing a terrible job making it an issue. You're doing a terrible job fighting for it. And like Chuck Schumer and, all these other ones who've been, like Cory Booker, all these ones who've said that they've been, super, advocating and super, pro MJ, all that doesn't matter, right? The fact is none of them are really making it, like, none of them are really fighting for it. They're talking out of both sides of their mouths, and they're not getting behind it. And it's, like I said, the best thing to do, if I had one wish with regards to the U.S. government and Congress, fire them all with prejudice. They're never allowed back ever again, and we're going to get completely new senators and just members of Congress, right? So, I'm so sick and tired of it, to be honest with you. But if this is what it takes, the CCP and cartels, basically just killing citizens for they finally listen to what the citizens want. Like 80 to 90% of people in the U.S. want it legalized in some form, and they're all just asleep at the wheel. They have no idea what they're doing. They know what they're doing, which is not for the people. It's not the will of the people. It's the will of their incumbents and their lobbyists, like all their constituents and people that are funding their campaigns, right? And that's big alcohol, pharma, tobacco. So they're just doing the bidding for the incumbents, unfortunately, and they'll do it when they're damn well ready, not whenever their people want it. But unfortunately, it's ass backwards. So just have to deal with what we're dealt with. I guess it's brutal, but this is why I hate all politics. Every single bit of it. Can't stand it. Absolute worst. Makes my blood boil. All right. That's my little rant for the day. But yeah, we're looking good here on the weekly time frame. We're above all of our weekly moving averages, above all of our daily moving averages. Just had a golden cross. Consolidating. Look to go again. And above all of our weekly moving averages. Could see the 50 and the 100 weekly cross bullish soon as well. And then the 200 and the 50 wouldn't be long after that. I think we should easily be up around that 350 mark over the course of the next couple of months, especially with the U.S. cutting rates and adding more risk-on appetite to the market. All right, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. We'll continue the conversation there. It's Rod with the Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll catch you on the next one.